Hey everyone, guess who's back? It's Kamish back here with another draft preview, and this time it's my good friend Lucas and Green Lightning. Happy to have you as part of our mock finally, and looking forward to another great year. Um, I know it hasn't always gone as planned for you, but you definitely have a lot of top five finishes in this league, and just never have been able to taste the champagne out of the trophy yet because you've never won a title. Anyways, I'm going to share my screen now with you, Lucas, and we'll just get right into your preview. Here we go. Tier 1, Green Lightning. So current keepers, definitely I think you probably have the worst keeper group in the league. I don't think you Uh, I hope you think that you do as well. I mean, I think you probably do, but let's have a look at it. Justin Herbert, obviously your guy. I think he's going to have a huge year. Jim Harbaugh's there, the quarterback whisperer, and he's going to be the whisperer for Herbert. And I see the Chargers just getting better on offense year over year as they get more better offensive pieces around them. But obviously they drafted Lad McConkey. That's one that Harbaugh drafted. So obviously he's going to have some time in the wide receiver group, as well as I think they signed DJ Shark with Harbaugh there, which begs the question, where's that place Quentin Johnston, right? It's him and Josh Palmer who are the mainstays with this current regime coming in. And I honestly think Palmer's a better receiver than Quentin Johnston. So Quentin Johnston's a big question mark for me. I think he's one of those draft busts from last year. A.T. Perry, again, the best role I see for A.T. Perry in New Orleans is probably, the third option there. They got Rashid Shaheed, Chris Olave. Those are the first two options for sure. So again, I'm very iffy on A.T. Perry as well. I do like Romeo Dobbs. Obviously, I traded him to you, I believe, and I think he's, from my perspective, the WR1 there in Green Bay. I think Dontavian Wicks is also going to have a good year there this year with Jaden Reed taking a back seat. And then Damian Pierce, I actually just read a report that this guy is having a really good camp. Houston, remember, has reported first out of any of the NFL teams. So there's already been news on the training camp. And what I read is Damian Pierce, and this is what the offensive coordinator also said, has been a lot more decisive in his decision making and finding the holes. So that's a positive report for Damian Pierce. From my perspective, that running room, even though Joe Mixon's there, Pierce definitely has an opportunity to cut out the volume. Mixon's lost a step. That's why Cincinnati got rid of him. And then your defensive player, Micah Parsons, pure legacy with Dallas. I think there's never anything wrong with that, but I know a lot of the Dallas faithful wish that Mika would stop doing his podcast show and focus more on his craft. All right, your draft pick scenario. What a scenario. So you and Susie have the best draft pick scenarios out of anyone in the league. I do think Susie's is slightly better though, because she has more early picks than you. But you do have the 10th pick and the 16th pick, where Susie picks first and eighth, right? So, but I mean, to have two first rounders, that's huge. And then two second rounders. And then look at that later on in the later half of the rounds 1 to 10, two in the eight, and then four in round 10, which is incredible, which puts you at 16 in the first 10. And then in round 11, you got three. Round 12, you got two. Round 14, you have four. You're basically done the draft in round 15 with that lone round 26 just sitting there. And, from my perspective, really good scenario for you. But I personally feel you do have to improve in the two keeper slots. I think A.T. Perry and Quentin Johnston can eat. So you told me all year last year, oh, I'm just going to get all these picks and then buy someone for cheap. Well, I think you probably could buy a couple decent guys for cheap right now that are better than A.T. Perry and Quentin Johnston as keepers without sacrificing very much draft capital, if any, to be perfectly honest with you. And who cares if you get a few more later picks? As long as you keep your early core picks there, you should be in good shape. Likely first pick. So Sean went Brian Thomas at 10, Trey Benson at 16. He decided to do both your first rounders. So I decided to do the same, and like the two teams before you and the two teams today, Worthy, D Hop, and McConkey at 10. That's where Sleeper has these guys. So I think you pick one of those guys for sure. And then I think at 16, you guys go either Keon Coleman or Josh Palmer at 16. Wouldn't it be funny if you got McConkey and Palmer? Then you have basically the Chargers wide receiver core right there with Herbert, so the triple dip. So it'll be only curious to see if McConkey lasts till 10. And then potential storylines here. Actually, I didn't update this. Sorry, Lucas, but I do have you as a potential division champ. Actually, sorry if things go well. I just didn't update it from the last team. I have you as potential division champ if things go well, with the caveat that you improve the two keeper slots. If you improve those two keepers, I think your team's going to be pretty dangerous with the draft pick setup. And I think if things go bad, you could end up in consolation. And I say that with the caveat of if you don't improve those two keepers, I think, yeah, we could go into consolation just because the keeper quality isn't there. Anyways, Lucas, I'm rooting for you this year as always in that Maple Leaf. It's a competitive division for sure. And you guys are pretty much all original owners in there. And I don't know how many division titles you have. I'd have to look it up, but I'm sure you'd love to get another one. And I just wish you nothing but the best this year, man. And good luck. See you at the draft.